It's never changed. It's never changed. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's just never good. It wasn't funny the first time.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Just moments ago, hours ago, TMZ put another video up of Diana Rossini with Mike Vrabel. But this time she's making a joke about having a husband and wife sex, saying you need to close your eyes and do it. It's from the part of my take I guess it's during COVID or something, because they're all on Zoom. It says in the video, it now seems awkward given her situation with Mike Vrabel. Rossini is playing Barstool's version of Family Feud game with a bunch of dudes, including Vrabel himself. Vrabel, of course, is the New England Patriots coach with whom Rossini carried on a cozy relationship that forced her to resign, from the Athletic. Check out the clip. Rossini is asked by the game's host, what is something you might close your eyes to do? And she jokingly responds, when you have sex with your husband or wife. Vrabel is seen shaking his head. As you know, the New York Post published photos in March of the duo hugging and holding hands at an Arizona hotel, and we shared a pic of them at a casino together in 2024. Since then, photos from various years of service showing the two hanging out quite a bit. TMZ also obtained 2021 footage that shows Vrabel and Rossini preparing to head out onto a lake in a rented boat in Tennessee. Rossini at the time was pregnant with her first child after tying the knot with Shake Shack exec Kevin Goldschmidt. Shake Shack is coming out with a special shake called the paternity test. Maybe it was a twin situation where she used both Vrabel's and his. Vrabel, on the other hand, has been married to his wife, Jen, since 1999, and they got 2 adult kids. And then, by the way, I guess people are speaking on Rossini's behalf, saying she did not name her first son, Michael, after Mike Vrabel. She named the first son Michael after her brother Michael, which makes sense. We were talking to Burt Breer earlier, and the one wild card in this, of course, is that Diana Rossini, if she is very famous right now, and for whatever reason it's not a crime, and sometimes even with a crime, you can parlay that into something else. I mean, the Hawk Tua girl, had she not done illegal financial stuff with Bitcoin, probably could have pocketed a lot of money, and that's just being Hawk Tua girl. So Rossini probably is not going to get another job reporting on the NFL as a reporter, like someone who breaks information, because she's been compromised. However, as a very famous person right now with a story to tell, she's a very valuable commodity, and she seems to be not great at giving interviews, but a pretty good interview when she's in a good mood. And so, nonetheless, if she wants to have a career as some kind of broadcaster, that absolutely is very possible and probably very intriguing for broadcasting companies. But in order to do that, she will have to go and do interviews. And whoever gets the first interview will be a huge deal. And it will be a big, big thing.
Yep.
So it will be someone who's, I would imagine, it won't be her good friend Stu Gatz. I would imagine, because even if that's the first interview, that's not going to be that big a deal because they're two good friends. She would do an interview with a sympathetic voice, most likely a woman. That's what I would do if I was instructing her. Someone who would make her talk about the affair.
Here's what I don't want to have happen. I don't want it to be like Bill Belichick going on Good Morning America and sitting down and having this completely,
Strahan.
Yeah, sitting down with Michael Strahan and having and doing an interview where nothing of any substance is asked, discussed, anything like that, because it could be like network morning news. She's here and she's going to talk about it, and they don't really talk about anything.
I'm thinking Robin Roberts, Good Morning America. That's what I'm thinking.
And if she does, do something like that eventually, because I'm with you, Fred. If you want to stay in the media and you want to make a living out of doing this and putting yourself out there as the person, it's not like the league is, what I don't think she's passionate about. She's passionate about breaking stories and doing it herself. There are other reporters where I think they don't really care as much about themselves and they're not as full of themselves. They just some of these reporters, they just love football.
Mike Reese.
They just love
Andrew Callahan.
They just love sports so much, and that's
Felger.
It's not so much about them. With Diana Rossini, something tells me it's as much about her. So it could never be more about you than it is right now. There's got to be a way to capitalize on that, but you're going to have to do the real sit down. You're going to have the open up your heart and really tell stuff before you can get back into the fold in any meaningful way.
Well, what I would tell her to do is if you want to do Good Morning America, you'll get more eyes on you, but the interview to do would be something like Call Her Daddy. Because that's a woman who came out with a Hulu special about the coach at BU being allegedly not nice to her and or sexual stuff with her or whatever it was. I didn't watch it, but it's a high profile interview show that's long form, and it will be sympathetic, but the questions will be asked. So you'll be subjecting yourself to the questions, but there won't be any kind of judgmental pushback, and it will put you in. It will be like a conversation, and you do an hour-long interview, and if I'm Vrabel, that's what's the other shoe to drop. That you're just waiting around for the other shoe to drop because, look, I don't think she's going to go on there. Well, I would bet $1 million she's not going to go on there and say anything bad about the guy, but I bet you she gets on there and says how much she was in love with him and how much time they spent together. And that, for Vrabel's life, really is bad. So, especially if he wants to stay married. Now, there's two options for him that can make this stop right now. He can get divorced, which he doesn't want to do.
Do you support that notion, by the way, Fred?
I think that if your affair is going to, if you had a 6-year affair and it's going to hang over the marriage, probably best to get out for everyone involved.
Your stance on that has not been made clear.
Do you think that people should stay married and that's a healthy relationship for the rest of your life?
I'm always amused when you're like, listen, divorce can be good. You can be happy.
I feel like there's people that are trapped in unhappy marriages that are afraid to get out, and I'm just trying to tell you that it's not bad. It sucks at first, and then it's kind of nice. But the thing, some people aren't meant to live together. You grow as people as you're married. But if you're in a happy marriage, that's awesome. I would guess Vrabel's marriage is not incredibly happy.
How's divorce life treating you, Fred? Nice.
What do you want me to say? You want me to lie?
Is it not amusing? Does it not amuse anyone else? And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I disagree with you.
But you understand when I do it. I do it actually as a public service to someone who is trapped, a woman that's trapped in a if a woman's trapped in some marriage, man, woman, it doesn't have to be a man, and feels like they're trapped in it. You're not trapped. You get through the actual divorce and then life settles and life goes on. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be nice, as a matter of fact. But that wasn't even where I was going. No. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Because I'm always happy to say it. But he could get divorced, which he doesn't seem to want to do, or he could quit. So if he quits, all that ammunition from the Rossini stuff goes away because it's not nearly as interesting. Honestly, if Rossini did an hour-long interview, if Vrabel wasn't the coach of the Patriots, the hour-long interview we'd play clips from. But every time something broke about them, I can tell you that I wouldn't be 1/100th as much interested if he wasn't the coach of the Patriots anymore. Now, he's under no obligation to quit. The Patriots are in no position to fire him. I wouldn't do that. He just took you to a Super Bowl. All he did was have an affair. It's got nothing to do with you at all. A distraction is nonsense. It doesn't distract anyone but him. The idea that the team would be distracted, I find to be complete fallacy.
Really pushing it, yeah.
They can't focus because he had an affair. I mean, some of these guys are going to court for crimes. Barmore.
Wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, they got their own problems. I mean, what do they care if Vrabel had an affair? That seems even if in high school my basketball coach had an affair, I mean, it would be funny because it was our coach, but I mean, it wouldn't distract us from winning games.
Yeah.
The only person who would distract is the person who is going through it. And I think he could deal with that. I mean, he's a professional.
I think he can deal with this too. And you're not saying that Vrabel is in any way, going to step away. But
no, I'm saying if you want to take the air out of the story, the two ways to do it are get divorced or quit.
Right. So, and look, he's not going to. You talk about Rossini, how she's never been bigger. As a coach, his stock has never been higher.
Well, yeah, but
after what he did this last year,
you could make an argument, and I don't know if you're going to hear this from anyone else, but I believe it to be true that while Rossini lost her job, this story, while I'm bet you anything she obviously would give anything for this story not to have happened, this story has a chance to be a positive for her career as a whole. Now she will have to pivot. Now, I'm not talking about like OnlyFans or anything. I'm like a real job in real media with real listeners, not about sex. Like just her as a personality. She could cover sports. She's just not a reporter. It can be about anything. That it could help her career. Now, all this does to Vrabel from now on, if it does anything, is negative, right? There's going to be no one's going to be like, high five, you guys won the Super Bowl because you had an affair. Like, so while Rossini took the immediate hit, she has an opportunity because she's so famous right now. Now, personally, this is awful, but just strictly from a professional's perspective, has an opportunity to make more money and be a bigger star than she ever has been in the past. But that's up to her and how she wants to handle it. This is only a negative for Vrabel from now on. So short term, Vrabel doesn't lose his job. She loses her job. It's super embarrassing for both of them. Rossini's obviously taken more hits because she was pregnant on the boat and all these things, but she could parlay this, in my opinion, into like a big media opportunity.
So just again, to kind of put a button on it, if Vrabel were to not have the full mea culpa like we're talking about with Diana Rossini, where she would have to, and I believe this too, have to do like a sit down and like kind of explain everything, because ethically, in terms of her job, she's the one that has explaining to do. If Vrabel, just to get the noise to stop, were to come out and say, if he did in fact have an affair and said, yep, I had an affair, as a result, my marriage is in really bad shape or getting divorced or whatever, now that's all I'm going to say about it. You guys asked me about football, but I've said all I'm going to say about this. I just told you everything. This happened, and as a result, I've got a lot of personal stuff to deal with. Now, football. And that's it. Can he quiet it down if he just does that?
Okay, so two things. A, I think it's, if they didn't have the affair, now's the time to say it. Now would be a good time to clear that up.
Because people are assuming that they did.
Yeah, I will go so far as to say I'm pretty sure they had an affair. I mean, I'm like, if they didn't, and I would be, again, the Sedona trip was very easy to explain. It's not hard to justify photos in a pool. That's all justifiable. 6 years of photos together. If there's a reason, I'd be giving it now. And the thing is, Rossini doesn't have to apologize for anything, except to her family. When she does it publicly, all she has to do is be honest. And she doesn't have to say how it didn't affect her at the Athletic at all. She just has to talk about the relationship. You, me, John, everyone will feel sympathy. The minute you come out and are honest about one of your foibles, as long as it didn't, like, it's not like a crime or like violent, it's so easy to forgive. Like, it's your instinct as a human to forgive. Yeah. There's like, she didn't do anything to anybody except for her family and Vrabel's family. It's a very small group of people immediately affected by this. If she just came on, she doesn't have to apologize for anything. She can just say, honest the way it's affected her personally and her family, honest the way she felt about Vrabel, honest about how it started, and that changes the narrative of everything. She's charismatic enough to go on and handle that kind of thing. Just be conversational and honest. And I, for one, it humanizes you. It takes everyone seems like a dick to pile on at that point. Mm-hmm. And if Vrabel comes out and says, this has hurt my family, I had an affair, leave me alone, No, that's not effective because it's just like because there's that part that says "leave me alone."
And the other part of it is PR-wise, he's in a tough spot because he releases the original statement which says all of this is nonsense, and then he has the other statement right before the draft saying he's going to go work with his family. He's basically admitting it without admitting it, but not clarifying. And now for him to do it a third time, whether it be right before training camp, I mean, it doesn't look good.
No, I think it's all out of his hands at this point. It's up to Rossini, and again, in a situation like this, you want as much control as you can have, and I think he has zero control of the narrative now.
He had his chance, and he blew it.
They both had their chance to go not say anything.
Well, Vrabel had a second chance, and he didn't do it right.
I just don't know what he can do now. Someone who's better at PR or that knows about PR way more than me would have to get into that. I can just tell you if I was their PR person, I could handle Rossini's PR. I think I'm fairly confident about that because I think that it's easy for her to get out of this. Not with her family. I'm talking about completely handling the story in public. Not her kids, not her husband. None of that is my business. But if she wanted to have a big career in media again, I think that's very doable.
If you go on Good Morning America and make whatever amount of money,
Good Morning America is not going to do it enough.
Well,
but you keep saying Good Morning America.
It's a step, is what I'm saying.
No, if you got to sit down with someone with a high profile that's going to be sympathetic but press you, but not judge.
60 Minutes.
Right, that's perfect. If only Wallace hadn't passed away, she could have really gotten like a real nice one. No, like sit down with a female broadcaster that's going to ask you about it in a conversational way, like kind of hold you to telling the truth, but not judge, and even kind of like laugh along with the funny parts. And you and I will hear it, and John will hear it, and it will make the whole thing. She's just a human being that did human being things, and once you hear that, it's very difficult to care anymore because there's no now it's like these two dicks that denied everything and were so pompous denying and everyone's such a jerk and it's everyone else's fault. Like there's a little bit of putting people on the offensive. And the minute that someone comes off and is just like, look, this is who I am. This is what happened. Then you go, oh, yeah, all right. I don't know you. Yeah, it makes sense. You're a human being. You fell in love with a guy. You happen to be married. It's not perfect. It's a shame. But, worse things have happened. Your kids could grow up to be fantastic human beings still. There's not anything that's going to destroy their lives. Like they won't be able to function in society because their parents got a divorce. It's, it's understandable. You're a human being. It's understandable from Vrabel's perspective, but Vrabel's hard on football coach. I like Vrabel, but he's, big time football coach. She has an opportunity now to present herself in a way that he never will. So that's what would scare me if I'm Vrabel, because I'm not in control of the narrative any longer. Right. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with the award-winning email segment.
I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, our award-winning email segment that we came up with. No one else has ever done it. Is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Hardy, you have an email, and then we're going to get to a little something different.
From Not Gary Tangway.
Yeah!
Riff with me.
Yeah, riff it, baby.
Open. Fade from black to a dewy morning at the local canine long jump competition. Big T and Buffy are going through their pre-jump synchronized stretching routine when they're interrupted by an unsettling scene. Jump cut to a close-up of Mrs. Lloyd's face screaming, "That's my wiener!" as a man runs off with her prized penis-shaped pet.
Right.
So, Lloyd.
Right. So it's a joke, right?
Middle
you go penis and you're like, they're going to get body, but then it's a dog and you're like, hello, for the kids.
Middle of the movie, bunch of dogs jumping, bunch of dogs humping, and some other stuff. End scene. Big T and Buffy stand atop the podium celebrating their win. Mrs. Lloyd and her wiener sit nearby enjoying a plate of shrimp scampi prepared by an eagle. I think we got something here.
Yeah, we're gonna ride the wiener dog joke till it falls off the rails. I think it's good for at least 6 laughs.
Middle of the movie, a bunch of dogs jumping, bunch of dogs humping, fiddle in the room.
Well, humping like in Benny Hill style, like real sped up. Right.
Yeah.
Like a montage.
But all that stuff.
Like they get into a pile of oysters or something. They get all like aroused, and then like dee 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 dee, and then you're like whatever.
It's an elevator pitch. You got to fill in the middle for me.
Yeah, leave it up to the Poindexter's writers to come up with 6 wiener jokes, but I think they write themselves. Am I right or am I wrong? Look this way. No, it's this way. Right? So we keep the G, right, kids?
Yeah.
Right. We get the kids in there. Look, Toy Story's got stuff for the adults in it, too. Let's go. Let's play. All right. So I did not get to hear the radio station yesterday. I apologize for that. My parents were in town, and I had other things. There was a lot of hearing teeth being sucked in the car when my father sat next to me, so there was no time for the radio. But what did I miss?
Well, you missed Scott Zolac calling into multiple programs yesterday. Oh. Now, I've often lamented the fact that Scott seems to pay more attention to other shows other than his own, but he listens very intently to Felger and Maz and to Joe Murray. So we've got a couple of calls here of Zoe calling in to both of these shows.
Now, this first one is Felger and Maz?
Felger Maz is the first one.
And they took him.
Yes.
Huh. Wow.
Interesting.
It's time to play around.
Welcome back to the show. Zoe's on line 6. What, Zoe? What?
Worst microwave ever. It's tall.
No.
Eats fish up in it.
Okay, so this is Felger was lamenting earlier in the show that the microwave is not only filthy, I'm sure he brought that up, that the microwave is really disgusting, but sometimes there is time left on the microwave. Somebody microwaves something for a minute and they leave
47 seconds left,
or 15 seconds left.
How did he refer to the people as?
The frat boys sales guys.
So you can tell Scott Scott. You know why I call him Scott is because my daughter's name's Zoe, so I call her Zoe.
Oh.
So I just figured it out the other day. That's why I call him Scott. It's subconscious that I do it.
Sure.
But anyway, so Felger's thing was that, like, Felger had a crazy college life when he's like, these frat kids in their microwaves. Like, I remember when Fidel pranked the administration by leaving 30 seconds on every microwave in the building. Like, the frat guys with their microwave times. Ugh. And by the way, you shouldn't be needing to put anything in the microwave for over 30 seconds in this building. If you're in a public spot, unless it's a motel with an M, the microwave is to be used in 30-second increments at the most.
Yeah.
It's to mildly heat something. It's not to cook something. You should not be cooking a meal.
I used to get a Rice Krispie treat out of the vending machine at the old building, and I would put it in the microwave for 6 seconds. That's it. Just to soften it up a little bit. Yeah.
It's magic.
That's all you need.
That's kind of ingenious because then it's like it's coming out of the pot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chewy. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Thanks.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the people is the problem. The microwave's fine. It's the people. But I can't believe you of all people are calling on someone else's etiquette or hygiene or cleanliness.
Mike, I never use a microwave. I buy food downstairs and we got mashed potatoes back over the rice.
I know. It's all. I know what you have for lunch every day. It's all over Maz's mic and workstation every day.
Oh, no good, Mass.
What did he say?
I couldn't hear him.
It's so good. Hey, I got a new hot dog roller. I'm going to bring it in and plug it in there.
Okay, get a new phone.
You know Pigpen and Charlie Brown, the guy used to walk around? There's like dust.
Of course I know Pigpen.
Okay, that's Zoe.
Wow, Maz, you lunatic.
Firing right back over the top.
My God, I mean, Dennis Miller, the references.
You say Pigpen to Felger, and he's talking about the Grateful Dead.
Pigpen, he was never the same after he died, man. Pigpen was the best. He knew Owsley. He got his acid right from Owsley, man. Oh, when they tune their guitars in Altamont.
So later on, Zoe also calls in to Joe Murray. Now,
I like it. Can I just real quick interrupt? I like how Felger does his no time for Maz's horrible, horrible reference.
Of course I know Pigpen.
No, because it's like, hey, let me think of someone who was dirty. Oh, Pigpen, the dirty kid from Peanuts.
Now,
that's as blue as the guy from the Blue Man Group.
He's fat like Fat Albert. Remember Fat Albert?
I mean, Maz is mine, man. Step away. When he's cooking with those comedic riffs. You know Pigpen, the real dirty kid that had dirt coming off of him? Zolac's dirty like that guy. Oh, dude, where'd you pull that from? Big Melanian Kroll riffing on stage. All right, very good.
So last night, at some point, Joe was upset because the midday show does get the bulk of the food drops here at the radio station.
It's very upsetting. Yes.
It is, and Joe is upset about that. So Zoe first calls in, to comment on that.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, this is
Scott Zolac.
Do you want me to leave you food for tomorrow night in the fridge?
Well, I don't want you to do that.
Why?
Well, I just feel as though...
That was nice, Brett.
The difference in tone and mood between Felger and Maz and Joe Murray.
It's perfect.
Joe's in it.
One's driving home.
He's in it.
In the afternoon, and one's
thing.
chilling out at night.
I almost didn't get out of the car when I got home last night because they were getting ready to start In or Out. I'm like, come on, man.
I'm a huge fan of Joe. The vibe is perfect.
It's so good.
For the night.
It's
You couldn't have a guy up there yelling and screaming. No. Afternoon, Felger and Maz are perfect. Joe's perfect for the nighttime.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I just feel as though... How about this? Next time
Did you hear Felger Maz bitching about the microwave?
No, I wanted to play that, but what happened? Can you tell me what they said?
Complaining about Paul Mead heating up fish in it. All right, nobody claims it.
Well, Zoe, just so you know, I'm not taking shots at you because you guys are a midday show that you guys have a lot.
We bang food drops, baby. We bang food drops,
and you guys have great partnerships with those restaurants.
Right.
You're doing
I was even calling to talk about food. I wanted to call.
And then Joe's like, I got no time.
Yeah, what the hell?
You better not be talking about sports.
It's first time you're listening to the show?
Yeah, like, what
Jesus.
Now you're throwing a curveball at me? Like, I was all prepped for the food talk. I prepped my whole life for this talk.
Right. You're doing
I was even calling to talk about food. I wanted to call Skaz and ask him, how was Tatum's game 7? I was a box score. Was that triple-double, Skaz?
How's your head coach doing, Zoe?
See you, buddy.
Yeah.
What?
He just heard Maz's Pigpen line.
Oh.
Would you leave him alone?
Oh, Hardy.
You stop it.
That was bad.
Now, Fred.
Felger even knew. I got to give Felger a lot of credit. Of course I know Pigpen. It wasn't funny. At least pull something obscure that they don't know. Then they can't accuse. Then you can just accuse them of being too dumb for the joke.
What a mic drop! What a mic drop! Holy smokes, guys!
All right, well, there you go. It's a tale of two moods. Calm, cool, and relaxed into very excited.
Good to hear Joe's breathing outside of the fabulous day after the May the 4th be with you bit when we heard Joe's breathing portraying Darth Vader.
No, I am not your father.
You always know Joe's alive.
Big lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always reassuring you that he's alive. You know, if you ever have any doubt, he doesn't have to be saying nothing. You can hear that. Oxygen is getting in that system. Don't you worry.
Cody Cha to goo, yub nub. Cody Cha to do, yawa. Yub nub. Yub nub. Cody job to do, yub nub. Cody job to do, yawa. Cody job to do, yacha. Hallelujah.
All right, I should probably say so. I just saw they're bringing champagne in. Today is Pebbles' last day.
Yes.
And Pebbles has been a part of morning radio, very successful, very loved, award-winning, a lot of philanthropic endeavors.
Apparently on the air now just down the hall, Governor Healy was on with a proclamation of sorts for Pebbles today.
Okay, back to me. Do you think Governor Healy said anything about the invitation to the Sox game?
I don't know if that got mentioned. She probably didn't want to mix signals. There'd probably be a separate call.
It was the Celtics game. It was the Celtics game. Celtics playoff game. The Maura Healy's sister reached out to me. She said, with Maura's brother on the
this was the
text message.
This was the actual governor who was on the air talking about.
If I would have accepted the invitation, I would have been in the orbit of the governor. I'm sure introductions would have been made.
I understand.
It would have been more friendly, but then we probably would have gotten down to
no
business.
Introduction was needed. The governor has proclaimed this, a Pebbles Day in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, just focus on her today, Fred.
If you can. It's her last day. She's been on the air for decades and serving the public good in a way that you can only aspire to.
So don't make it about me.
No.
Correct.
Now, how do you want me to go about doing that?
You started. You had something.
I was obviously kidding around.
Go ahead. Give it a shot.
I was playing a character.
Give it a shot.
Well, just congratulations to Pebbles. I mean, she has had such a tremendous career.
37 years.
I mean, that's unheard of in radio. It's not a trope. I mean, it's very difficult to be in radio, morning radio for that long. It's a hell of a career. You couldn't ask for more. It has been a huge success just based on that alone, in absence of even everything else she's achieved. 37 years in radio is a great victory. So, Pebbles, congratulations. And everyone, if you reach out to her on social media or email, please congratulate her. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. That's called class. I was going to say it off air, but now I just say it on air. I was going to make the joke to you off air, but then it's funnier if I do it on air. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Oh, we are just moments away from me boarding my dog, which is a nice little perk to traveling, coming home to a $300 bill. That's nice. Want a weekend away? Well, that will cost you an extra $300. You thought you were done spending money.
No.
All right, Hardy, what do you have for the people?
This headline popped out to me from the Boston Globe. This Gen X game is suddenly everywhere at Massachusetts high schools.
Hacky sack.
Correct.
Yes.
I've never seen something explode as quickly as this.
Really?
Teachers are in shock. Hacky sacks are sold out everywhere, and no one can quite explain why a Gen X stoner game, I take offense to that, is suddenly the hottest thing. Do you know how this started?
No, it's got to be TikTok because my son's super everywhere. Into it.
Billy Baker wrote a really good story about this in the Globe. He said, how did this begin? There was a spark before April break of this year, right? So just going back a month or so, a few TikTok and Instagram videos, which led many kids to ask their parents if they had a hacky sack. Overnight, the hashtag spread sack, not the hate was trending, and a flood of Massachusetts high schools suddenly had student-created social media pages for their sack team. There's also an MIAA official hacky sack rankings, which Billy says is very unofficial, created by a mystery student. And it started with 35 schools ranked by their video output. By May 5th, the rankings have ballooned to 96 schools.
Well, my son, anything that requires kicking or throwing or anything is immediately just because he has trouble sitting unless he's texting.
Yes.
So he has gotten this hacky sack. And I will say his school ends in 3 weeks. That he will not have ever picked up a hacky sack again in 3 weeks.
Bomb Foot Bags in Lake Tahoe, California, told the Globe, he said, I'm 41. I've been selling hacky sacks since I was a teenager. On a good day, I get 200 to 300 visitors to my website. Right now, we're pushing 4,000. He's getting over 10 times the amount of visitors to his website.
He's got to be the worst busser at Applebee's. Because he's probably constantly distracted by orders.
Very quickly for Adam, 12 free things to do this weekend. I don't have to tell you 12. Somerville Porch Fest is this weekend.
Yes, it is.
Now
Where
you
do
will
I
be
go?
playing.
Who do I see? I will not be playing Somerville Porch Fest. No, I will not be playing.
But you have in the past.
No, I've never played Somerville. We'll do Arlington and Malden.
You missed Natick last year.
We'll be at Idle Hands Brewing for the Malden Porch Fest at the end of the month. That's going to be fun. I love Idle Hands.
Well, how is that a Malden Porch Fest if you're at a money-making corporation?
You got Porch Out Back. It's an independent brewery.
Struggling. Independent breweries are struggling.
Yes, they are, actually. That's why we need to give them our business.
That's right. Everyone start drinking. That's what Adam says.
That's right.
What
Especially,
else?
no, just you and Hardy. That's all.
No. We have a problem with it. You don't want that. You want the
alcoholics.
Not a good idea.
You want the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't review that. It would be better if you and John did it.
Yeah.
Ryan, did Ryan tell you he's playing golf today and tomorrow?
No, is that right?
him.
I thought he would tell you that just to win you over, much like I tell my father I know someone who knows RFK.
I thought he would be working on the Sports Hub Golf Club for this weekend, but
that's not been put to bed.
It's all taken care of.
it's all right.
He's gone full Baba Booey on you. He doesn't like you doing activities on the weekend because it takes you away from the golf show.
I am very mean to him.
Ryan, you've been put in that. The golf club has become so important to him that he does not want you even doing anything on the weekends.
Wow.
Get some content while you're out there on the course. Interview somebody.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
And it's
like literally anybody. What you doing? Playing golf? Oh yeah, yeah.
What you swinging with? There's a bit right there. What you swinging with?
Yeah, but it's all just based on distance. It's not like you could dig with anything, shovel with anything. All right, I am off to Detroit, Michigan.
Have a good trip.
Have fun.
Safe travels.
All right, everyone have a great weekend. Bye.